So actually, let's keep talking about the lineup of this DVD. I was noticing that the bass player, your bass player, Brian Beller, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, he's an excellent player, fantastic player. I noticed he has a little bit of a funkier approach to his instrument compared to the bass players I've heard play with you before. Billy Sheehan being the most obvious name.
Billy was a completely different kind of a player. With Billy, the band had real, like it had more of a rock sound, more sharp edges, and it was great. I mean, Billy and I, it was like a historical duo, and I loved playing with him, and I hope to do it again. But this band, I knew once I brought the violins in, I had to change, things, and Brian I've known for many years, and he was always very musical, and he always had great tone. So, and he always wanted to play in the band. So it was a good, and I worked with him with the Metropole.
Oh yeah.
And he also played on some of my records. I've recorded him. So it was a good opportunity to bring him in. I thought it worked out really well.
He sure did. Gli ho chiesto a proposito della line-up di questo DVD come aveva scelto il nuovo bassista Brian Beller, che ha un suono un pochino più funk rispetto ai bassisti con cui Steve ha suonato in precedenza, ad esempio Billy Sheehan. E stava dicendo che dopo che ha portato i violinisti nella band era ovvio che aveva bisogno di un tipo diverso di bassista, mentre con Billy c'è stato praticamente un duo storico, Steve e Billy già dai tempi di Dave Lee Roth, suonano benissimo insieme e vuole continuare a suonare insieme nel futuro. Però in questo caso praticamente Brian è stato scelto in base al suo suono e in base al fatto che ha sempre voluto suonare nella band di Steve e che si erano già conosciuti da parecchio tempo. Times of the Metropole, you said, right?
Yeah.
That was in Holland?
Yes, that was the project I did before this with the orchestra in Holland, the Metropole.
Yeah.
Sound Theories.
Sound Theories, right? Yeah. Questo bassista Brian aveva già collaborato con Steve ai tempi della Metropole Orchestra in Olanda per quel disco che si chiama Sound Theories. Very well. Going deeper into the concept of rehearsing, not technically speaking, it's obvious that whatever you're trying to do there and whatever you're achieving is an ongoing strive for perfection. Like there's at least to my eyes, I might be wrong, and please tell me if so. But there's an ongoing path that you seem to follow towards.
Perfection is a very relative term.
Of course.
Because it means something different to somebody else when it comes to music. What I try to do is I strive to make it hear what I'm hearing in my head, Mm-hmm. And a lot of people everybody approaches their work differently. And some people feel like, they need to capture things live the first time and all the mistakes and everything are okay because they caught the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy that. I want it all. I want the right notes and I want the energy.
Of course.
So I don't get it all the time. But, when I listen to something that was performed live, there's certain things I look for. And some of them are mostly that it has a good energy and a good meld. But it doesn't matter how much energy there is. If something is like really badly out of tune, it's just not going to sound good. And if somebody plays wrong notes, for me, there is no energy. It deflates everything. I mean, sure, if you're, I've kept things that I've done that have wrong notes because there was just something magical, but when you're working with an orchestra or you're working with a band like this, nobody's, the energy, in a violin part you need it all.
Absolutely.
You know, so this project was difficult in that once it was recorded, we recorded the sound check and the show. So I had something to pull from if I found mistakes, you know, of the show. So, you know, with throughout the show, there might be little parts where I pulled notes that were wrong, you know, for the you know, if there was a wrong bass note, which very rarely there was, because he doesn't make mistakes. Wrong guitar note, you know, wrong violin riff or something, you know, it happens. And then there's some things that are just performed better. So by the time it's done, it's good enough for me. Now, whether it's perfect or not, you know, that's relative. But you know, I don't leave it. I don't leave it unless it's good enough. And then because there's a plateau that it has to be at, you know, and that plateau is the best that I can do.
Ok.
And once it's there, I'm done with it. I'm done. There is nothing else to do. I never leave anything.
Vedendo questo DVD è abbastanza ovvio, almeno secondo me, che c'è una continua ricerca della perfezione in quello che fa, e gli stavo chiedendo appunto cosa ne pensa di questo processo, come avviene la ricerca della perfezione. Lui sta dicendo che praticamente il suo concetto di perfezione è il meglio che lui può fare, in cui le note devono essere giuste, devono essere intonate, e ovviamente questo deve avvenire insieme alla delivery praticamente delle emozioni e dell'energia. Se qualcosa ha una grossa energia ma ha qualche nota sbagliata, potrebbe anche lasciarla. Sto dicendo che è successo in passato, ma in linea di massima è contrario alla mentalità per cui certi dischi possono uscire anche quando sono inaccurati. Secondo lui è ovvio che deve avere il prodotto finale, deve avere sia le note giuste sia l'energia, e quindi praticamente una combinazione di tecnica e feeling allo stesso tempo. Sta dicendo che per questo DVD ha registrato sia il sound check, le prove, sia la serata, quindi se c'era qualcosa che era venuta meglio dal soundcheck, una nota qua e là di basso o di chitarra o di violino, in fase di editing l'ha presa dal soundcheck, ma in linea di massima è tutto preso dal live. You were saying that basically you recorded the soundcheck as well as the show.
About 80% of it, yeah.
80% of it. Did you do the editing yourself?
Yeah, I do it all.
What do you use for that?
We record into Pro Tools.
Sure.
And then what I did was I went through the show and listened, and if there was certain sections that I wanted to take from soundcheck, I would cut that together and make a master take. And then I would take that into, and then I would do a rough mix. And then I exported that into Final Cut Pro and imported all of the footage, and then locked it all up. And you know, there's some footage taken from soundcheck too.
Sure.
And you know, it was a really challenging job to get it all to work together.
Stavo chiedendo a Steve appunto qualche dettaglio riguardo al fatto che ha editato il DVD da solo. Praticamente sta dicendo che hanno usato Pro Tools e Final Cut, quindi ha sincronizzato alcune take dal soundcheck, ovviamente per lo più dalla serata, e ha importato l'audio nel Final Cut e ha fatto i tagli, l'editing. Gli stavo chiedendo se ha fatto questo tutto da solo, e praticamente sì, quindi oltre a suonare la chitarra e a comporre tutta la musica, adesso è anche un montatore video. You're now a video editor as well.
Well, I edit all my videos.
Yeah.